Hi guys, welcome back. Today I have accumulated all of my favorite go-to shoulder exercises. The shoulders are made up of the posterior, anterior, and lateral deltoid. So whenever you are coming up with a shoulder workout, just making sure that you are targeting all parts of your shoulders so that way you have nice, balanced, well-rounded shoulders. So starting off with the first exercise, these are dumbbell overhead presses. Now for a lot of these, I'm just going to let you guys just kind of watch and see what I'm doing because it's pretty self-explanatory. And I'm sure you guys have seen me do these on my channel before, but I am adding in different versions because with all of these exercises, I will do different variations of them depending on the workout and just what my goals are. So as you're seeing here, I'm doing another version of a dumbbell overhead press, but these are single arm and I'm in a kneeling stance. This is really going to help activate that core while you are doing it because you are having to concentrate on stabilizing your body while controlling the weight. So all these different versions, they all belong to the same group family when it comes to a certain exercise, but all of them will target your body and your shoulders a little bit differently, usually since obviously you'll be in different stance, moving in different ways, holding the weight in different ways, but they all kind of belong in that same generalized idea of the exercise. So that is why I'm giving different versions, just to show you some of my favorite. Now there are a lot of different versions as well that I didn't put in here because I may not do them as often or they're not like my top favorite. So these are just like the cream of the crop, the ones that are always my go-to currently. And now here I am doing the second exercise, which is going to be military presses. Now, if you're not strong enough to use the 45-pound squat bar, you can go ahead and gyms will usually have 25-pound bars or sometimes even lighter, just depending on how much equipment your gym carries. Luckily, my gym carries pretty much everything that I need, but don't feel like you can't do this exercise if you can't press the long bar. Just go and look for a shorter bar variation. Third exercise is going to be some standing lateral raises, and for the lateral raises I do have two different versions of these as well. I would consider this version the easiest out of all of them just because anytime you're standing you can use your body to help you kind of move the weight a little bit, especially as the reps get more challenging. No, you don't want to do that. You want to practice control as much as possible, but definitely there are times when I notice I'll catch myself bouncing to get that weight up, and it's not the worst thing in the world. You just always want to practice doing control and using appropriate weight. But sometimes the end of those reps, the end of those sets, it gets a little challenging, and I understand. So here is the second version, which are doing them seated, which again is going to be more challenging because you're just staying still. You can't use your body to swing up the weight at all. Literally all you are using is your delts. Now version 3 of the lateral raises is going to be the one that is probably most common on my channel because it is my favorite, and this is the hanging single arm lateral raise. So I get a lot of questions on why the hanging, and basically what the hanging is doing is it is keeping your delts under tension longer throughout the range of motion. And for these, again, you are standing, so you want to make sure you're keeping your body as still as possible and really only concentrating on using your delts to move the weight. And it's harder to see visually, and you really need to try it out for yourself to be able to truly feel the difference of the motion or of the range of motion and why it is more difficult when you are hanging. But if you control the weight properly and you hang at a good enough degree, you will definitely notice how much more contact you feel throughout the range of motion with this exercise. Now, the fourth exercise is going to have 3 versions as well, and these are front raises, starting off with the most common version, which is going to be using dumbbells. Now, for these, the main tip I can give you on front raises is to make sure that you are not tensing your neck and shrugging up your shoulders, tensing your traps up on your neck, trying to move the weight. That probably means you're lifting too heavy and you need to lower the weight and work on form and control before increasing the weight and just allowing your anterior deltoids, aka your front delts, to lift the weight up because that is what we are trying to mainly target here. Now here's the second version, which is using a plate instead of dumbbells. So you are holding the weight a little bit differently, so you will feel a little bit of a different burn and feel with this exercise, but again, it's still generally targeting the same muscle groups. And the third version of this exercise is going to be cable front raises. Now for this one, it's kind of, you're doing the same motion as you are with the dumbbell front raises, like holding it the same. The only difference is going to be the resistance because you are using a cable machine. So again, it will feel a little bit different, but you are still targeting your front delts with this exercise. Number 5 is going to be my favorite rear delt exercise, which is the rear delt fly machine. So pretty much every single gym should have this machine. If not, you will see a second version using dumbbells, but I absolutely love this exercise. And my main key tip for you guys is to sit at the edge of the seat and then lean forward and press your body against the pad. And the pad should be like right below chin level, and that will help you get the best contact in your rear delt. So if you're used to sitting like all the way up to the front of the seat, try scooting your butt back and see if that helps you get a little bit better contact. Now here is the second version, which you are going to literally hold your arms the same way as you would that machine, except for you're just leaning over and then you're just going through the motion the same exact way. Number 6 is going to be face pulls, again sticking with that rear deltoid action. So for these, this is my new favorite way to do this exercise. You will see the way I used to do it in the second version, but this one I've been doing for I'd say like 6 to 8 weeks now, and I absolutely love it. I feel like I get so much better contact just sitting on the floor and doing it at an angle like this. So if you've never done your face pulls seated like this, I definitely recommend trying it out. Now here is the second version, which I've shown on my channel before, and the way you probably see most people do it. And these are going to be standing face pulls. Now I do like to have it angled to where I am in a seat like stance. Like I'm not all the way in a completely like seated squat position, but I am bent down at a decent amount, and that's just how I prefer to do them when I am standing versus just standing straight upright. Exercise 7 is going to be some dumbbell upright rows. Pretty self-explanatory exercise. Main key tip is to just keep those dumbbells as close to your body as possible, and they usually will end up somewhere between like mid to like right above your chest level. Just depends on your body structure, but you guys can see exactly what is going on here. Exercise 8 is going to be around the world. Now this is definitely a humbling exercise because you will realize very quickly how little of weight you need to perform this exercise. So usually for this exercise, I'll just pick up some light dumbbells and do a higher rep range just because of the movement of this exercise. It's all about taking it slow and controlled. And if you end up going too heavy and you start swinging that weight around because you picked a dumbbell that was too heavy, you can easily mess up your shoulders. So it's just best to just stick with the lighter weight and just really make sure you have your form down and controlled. And then from there, if you feel more comfortable going with a heavier dumbbell, then feel free to do so. But I definitely suggest starting out lighter first if you've never done that exercise before. Now, the last exercise is going to be some side lying lateral raises. I'm going to show you guys 2 different versions just because with this exercise, you'll see people perform this like 100 different ways. So I'm just showing you guys my favorite way. So here is one where you are leaning at an incline and you're keeping that dumbbell by your side the entire time. And then the second way is where you are actually laying down. You can even lay down completely. I just like to be propped up on my elbow, and you're doing more of a cross body motion. So you're definitely going to be targeting your shoulder in a different way, but these are technically both lying lateral raises. So that's why I'm calling them 2 different versions. But that is all of the exercises. Give them a try, incorporate them into your workout. Let me know how it goes. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until the next one, bye guys.